Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Matsila, a first-time mom, a twin mom, radio broadcaster, a sister, a daughter, somebody, all of these things and more. Thank you so much for taking the time and clicking on the link to this channel, clicking on the link to the video. First things first, thank you so much to everyone who has already subscribed. We are now sitting at just over 600 subscribers. Personally, I am elated. That makes me very happy. But there's one more thing that I need from you. Please click on the notifications bell. There's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that every time I post a new video, you can see exactly when that is, and you get a pop-up notification on your phone, and on your YouTube reminders list, my video will be included there as one of the videos that you must watch, right? Because you are subscribed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. I thought I would write down 6 or so tips, right? Some self-care tips for first-time moms as a reminder to you, dear mommy, not to forget about yourself, and to be quite honest with you, as a reminder to myself to not fumble the bag and let the ball slip, because if you aren't happy, if you aren't quite feeling like yourself, you know, in this new role of motherhood, it makes everything else so much more challenging. Your relationships with your family, your relationship with your partner, as well as your relationship with your child or children. And that's something we definitely do want to avoid. We want to build more. We want to have the betterment of everything, right? Life isn't roses right now, but let's try and make sure that we are aligned with self. Let's get to it. So my very first tip for first-time moms is to do your hair and nails. Yes, indeed. All of this matters, honey. All of it counts. It really does. And it may sound quite frivolous, but for me, this was something that was very helpful in terms of reminding myself of who I am and who I was, and of the things that I really took pride, care and enjoyment in. Before falling pregnant, I mean, it was just the two of us in this household, and just myself considering my own life, right? A little bit selfish, but it's the truth. I'm here to be honest. But now here you are, thrust into motherhood, thrust into this new big role of being the main, or sometimes sole caretaker of some tiny humans. And you will, you know, lose yourself. Things that used to matter like you. If you were a girl who got her hair done every week, every second week, every month, things like that seem to fall to the wayside, and I think add to the mental and physical strain of it all. Doing my hair and nails makes me feel beautiful. It boosts my confidence. I felt, you know, I belonged at work again, because you see yourself in such a raggedy way day to day, right? You look in the mirror, you haven't done your brows, things like that. You can chip away at your self-confidence. And for me, it was a small quick fix that I was able to quickly implement back into my routine with the babies and make myself feel beautiful. So don't be scared to book that appointment. Take that hour, you know, if you're just going for, sometimes having just your hair washed by someone different at the salon and not yourself at home can make that difference. So even if you're not, you know, into the wigs and the braids and maybe you like to keep it simple with cornrows, but just go have your hair cornrowed out of the house in a different space, in a beauty space, right? Where they've got the music playing, even if it's Yanos and it's a jumping place, it's all good. Or they've got that serene spa, you know, kind of music playing, the rows of beautiful colors of nail polish. Put yourself in that setting. It is great. And something I didn't do, but I wish I had actually thought of, it came to my mind as I was drafting my list of, you know, self-care tips. Put a spa date, a massage, a voucher for nails, or you know, something beauty related on your gift registry. Why not? When people are gifting you, they aren't just gifting the baby or the babies, but I believe that they should be also considering mom. So including something, a little bit of a care package for mom is quite beautiful. And I would not be offended if I was your friend and on your baby gift registry, you had, you know, like a spa day, you know, a voucher for nails, you know. I think that could be something quite brilliant. Try it. Okay. Tip number 2 may sound a little bit obvious. It may sound a little bit on the nose, but stay with me, okay? My real ones will understand and know this. My OG moms will also know and understand this. My real ones will understand, right? Mommies who have been stuck in a rut will totally get it. And I hope that it never gets to this point for you. But take a bath or a shower daily, every day. It sounds really bad. It sounds very obvious, but I'll reason with you. I caught myself as, you know, a first-time mom in that newborn phase where babies are just erratic. They're up every, 2 hours or so, or when you think you've got that every 2-hour pattern down, something happens, disrupts their flow, they jerk themselves awake, and here you are having to start the whole soothing process of baby once more. And some babies struggle quite a bit, so the only thing is to put them on your breast. So you can imagine having twins, how slightly chaotic but beautiful that whole, first 6 weeks, let me say, were. I fell into a rut where I did not bath or shower. My body did not touch any water for about 3 to 4 days, right? And a lot was happening at that time. In my family, we had just experienced the loss of a loved one, my dearest granny. So on top of all of those dynamics, everyone is mourning, but everyone is happy that the babies are here. Everyone is running around in and out of town, making funeral arrangements, leaving me alone with the babies. I mean, it was what it was. And I managed to cope for that week or so. On top of that, dropping off my niece and picking her up every day from school. Okay, so I fell into a rut where I did not bath or shower, and I realized how much that actually impacted my happiness, my joy, my will to live. I just felt like the days were just one homogeneous run-on song with one single note. It sounds very silly, but I think it is easy to get caught up in that trap, to get caught up in a downward spiral. And these self-care tips are here to help you elevate from that, right? And remind you to snap out of it. It sounds very basic, but I'm pretty sure there are moms who can relate. Please comment down below in the comments if you saw a first-time mommy going through something like that, or maybe you experienced something like that where you just did not care for yourself and for your body. Have someone else look after the baby if you can. Soak in the bathtub, go into the shower, take your razor blade, take your hair removal lotion or whatever. Go to town on yourself. That proper grooming is always necessary, and I believe can make a difference in order to make you feel better about your current situation. It is self-care after all. My next tip needs to be taken with a pinch of salt, but I love social media. I love the connectivity of no matter where we are in the world, right? We are able to consume and see the same things and react in real time. I think it is important that you don't feel any guilt or shame for aimlessly scrolling. When that baby is sleeping, when those twins are sleeping, when those triplets are sleeping, and you have that one quiet hour to yourself, I know most people will say, sleep when the baby sleeps. But it's not possible. It's not always possible. It's not always what you want to do. You are exhausted, you are tired, but you don't necessarily feel like sleeping in that time. So I started feeling guilty for not sleeping when the twins would sleep, when the babies would sleep. But now, in hindsight, that was some of the little highlights to my day that got me through it. I would scroll aimlessly, Twitter, looking for funny things, right? Nothing hard, nothing too much. Just let's keep it light and frivolous and ha-ha. Go to TikTok, all the funny accounts, all the funny memes that you see on Instagram, on your Facebook. Do take that time to just pleasure yourself and enjoy what it is that you enjoy. For me, it was taking that hour when the babies would take a nap and use it to scroll social media. If you're on Pinterest, maybe you can make your own Pinterest boards of, sort of meal ideas that you can have once your baby has reached toddler age. You can plan things, you can do other things. For me, I just really needed to dumb it down. First of all, I needed to see something unrelated to childcare and babies. So funny posts, makeup bloggers, watching vlogs as well on YouTube, watching reruns of some of my favorite sitcoms and TV series shows on Netflix. I just needed to laugh, and I needed to see other people and not babies, not the gubu gaga, not the cuteness, not the cleaning bottles, not breastfeeding, not milk ducts being clogged, and now you're expressing blood. Cut. I did not need to see that. So don't feel guilty if you find yourself falling into the slight habit of scrolling on social media. With no regrets. Tip number 4, eat well and rest. With all of that said, that when babies are sleeping, that you can be on social media, use your own discretion, right? If you know that you are about to have a difficult afternoon, or that the mornings are more challenging, or the evenings are more challenging, ensure that you are getting that rest. It is something I say now with ease because I've sleep trained the twins, and now I sleep all night. I will link it above so you can also enjoy the pleasures of sleeping all night with your little one. Figure out the times for yourself is what I was trying to say. When you sleep, when you do things, when you take care of household chores, blah, 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 blah. But you need to eat well and you need to rest well. Sleep deprivation can also impact your immunity. It impacts your health. So you will find yourself falling sick quite often, catching the cold quite often. And now that we are maskless in South Africa, you may want to pay just a little bit more attention to your health. You should still be taking your, not your antenuptial, what do they call them? Your prenatal vitamins, right? You should still be on a strict regime of those in order to boost your immunity, in order to boost, those good things in your body that fight off diseases and viruses and the like, and bacteria. So ensure for yourself and for your baby's health that you are sleeping well and you are eating well. Try and balance out your diet. Now, I'm not saying go on a strict calorie counting diet, but ensure that you are eating enough greens, enough grains, enough colorful fruits and vegetables, that you are eating enough protein, that you're having your eggs, that you're having your dairy, that you're having your good fats, like the ones found in avocado, sunflower seeds, etc. Try and always mix it up and have a variety. A trap that I almost fell into was just constantly eating oats every day, almost every meal, because I was so obsessed with making more milk for the babies that I managed to, sort of occupy my meal times with very starchy, filling, itis-inducing foods. That's not the way to go. Keep it light, keep it fresh, keep it springy, in order to boost your energy naturally. Remember, you can't be drinking things like a red energy drink and the like in order to boost your energies, because that's not good for your baby, especially if you're breastfeeding, and it's not good for you. You will just crash horribly. Skirt. Tip number 5 is make sure that you are creating time for you to understand all that is going on in here and in here, right? I'm talking about your mind, I'm talking about your heart. Continue praying. If you are a woman of prayer, continue praying. Continue asking for strength. continue asking for clarity, continue asking and praying and being quite self-aware of where you are this moment right now, and to sort of quieten down those doubts. Ensure that you keep meditating if meditation is your thing. There are great apps on our cell phones that we are able to download now that have, quick 5-minute meditations, 10 minutes, 15, 30, 45, an hour, whatever it is that you have time for. You could even double it up and do it in the bath, right? Have your daily affirmations playing out, or your daily, your daily affirmations, your meditation sort of playing out. You could double up and do, 2 things at once in that time being. But otherwise, carve out that time to speak to yourself, to understand what is going on. And ultimately, this one leads me to my next point. If you find that you are still not finding any stillness, you're still not finding any peace, what's the word? If you find yourself still struggling, ask for help. That's tip number 6. Asking for help is self-care. You do not need to be a badass who does everything by themselves all the time, mommy dearest, on the clock, da-da-da. No. Have your partner understand this new role that you are in, what you are feeling, what you are going through, and help them understand that. Communicate it. Ask for help. Talk to your mother. And if your mother doesn't get you, move on to your brother. If your brother doesn't get you, speak to your cousin and your sister. And, the lady who was admitted next to you in the hospital room, speak to your nurse, speak to your gynae, speak to a professional if you feel that it has become all too overwhelming. I think the most important part of my motherhood journey is my self-development, understanding myself, and being able to articulate and share parts of myself that I didn't think were even there, or I would be able to share with other mommies. So I've got friends who are moms, thank the Lord, and they've been there before. So everything I am saying to say, oh, this was such a tough day, the babies wouldn't stop whining, I'm not getting enough sleep, they would understand. And sometimes you don't always need someone who is solution driven, but someone to just sort of be with you there in your agony and pain and tell you it will get better. But of course, if you need a little bit more than that, then go seek professional help. Your therapist, your psychiatrist, spiritual leaders as well. But sometimes, we need the proper people with all the tools to unlock what is happening in our heads and make it make sense, and to give us the tools in order to thrive and not just survive. So those are my tips, my self-care tips for first-time moms. These are what helped me get up to this point with the babies. We're now a year and what is today's date? 27. What are we? I stopped counting. It'll come to you at some point where you stop tracking your child week by week because things are happening. We're about 16, 17 months? Yeah. Later after giving birth, and these are the things that have helped me survive. These are the things that have helped me thrive. Correct. Absolutely. It takes a village. Sometimes you don't have that village and you must carve out your own. I can imagine that for some women, it isn't all hunky-dory. The family may be upset that you fell pregnant. Your partner, your ex, might not be overjoyed that you have brought this life or tiny lives into the world, but it is what it is. We move. We have made decisions. We stand to live by those decisions, and those around us need to get on board. That's that on that. But I hope this wasn't too deep. It wasn't too heavy. Let me just stop here before we have a real heart-to-heart. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. Remember to like it if you enjoyed the content. Remember to comment if you have a question, if you have something to say. I may not have the answer, but I'm pretty sure of all the moms who watch and frequent this channel, someone will be able to give you some light. Share down below your self-care tips as well. Remember to share the video, right? Post it on your WhatsApp, post it on your Instagram, on your Twitter, share it with whomever you feel may need to hear some of this. And if you are a dad, big ups on you for watching this, right? Behind mommy's back. So you can also be a partner and appreciate and see all that she goes through and be able to assist her even where she's not getting to tip number 6. She's not asking for help, but you can see she's stuck on number 2. She's not taking a bath daily. Maybe these videos help in that light, and I truly do appreciate you coming here and watching. Remember to click that notification bell, and I'll be back with another video. Mwah.